Miss Jacobs?
Have you found her?
No, but we traced the number. It was a cell phone from some kid a block over from where you live. You said that he never made the call, but the carrier says otherwise. The kid says that he called the number for hold on just a second. Let me just read it really quickly. Boothworld Industries on a site called Reddit.
Reddit?
Yeah, that's what it says. I have no record of Boothworld Industries anywhere. We're holding the kid, and I'll let you know if anything happens, alright?
Is that all? I just want my daughter back.
Yeah, I mean, it's best if you leave it to us, okay?
Okay, alright.
Good. We at the police department say thanks, and you're welcome to call if you need to, but I'm sure that we'll be in touch soon. You have a marvelous day, though.
The scheduled work has been completed. We at Boothworld Industries say thanks and welcome to the club. r/Boothworld is now open. You have a marvelous day.
Alright, so, like a lot of you, I called the number for Boothworld Industries. Now, before I called, I read through the responses in the thread. I like knowing what's going to happen before it happens. I guess I'm boring like it. It was still a sick thrill to dial the number and hit call, even though I knew what was coming. I was on the home phone and made sure to block my information just in case, but, something went wrong. You all got a voicemail. I happened to get a live person. It went with, "Welcome to Boothworld Industries. My name is... and I'll be your operator today. Name?" And I froze at that point. I didn't even know what to say. I expected a canned message just like the rest of you all. Maybe even the weird text, I guess. I never expected a real person to even pick up, so I guess I panicked and hung up the phone. And when it started ringing like 5 seconds later, I left the house to go pick up my daughter Ariana from school. And on the way back, my cell started ringing. Ariana loves a hands-free phone in her car. She likes to pick it up and pretend like it's the intercom of a spaceship, and that the caller is a Cylon. I blame my husband's frequent viewing of Battlestar Galactica for that. "Mommy," she had asked me, "can I push the button?" I said, "Sure. Make it fast before the light changes, though, just to play along, I guess." She unbuckles her seatbelt, reaches up between the two front seats to hit that button and pick up the phone. "Hello," she says, and I heard this voice from the other side. It was flat, almost robotic, and it went with, "Welcome to Boothworld Industries. My name is blah, 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 and I will be your operator today. Name." And everything stopped for me then. The light turned green, cars drove by, and the cars behind me honked. But I sat there, staring at my steering wheel. See, r/no sleep is supposed to be a place for scary stories, a place where you can scare yourself a little but be fine at the end. A place you live out your fears, I guess you could say. But there's nothing safe about that woman's voice on the other end of the phone. "Mommy," Ariana asked, "is everything okay?" "Hello, Ariana," the operator said. "Welcome to Boothworld Industries." And Ariana, my daughter, said, and I just told her to stop. And then, all of a sudden, the woman says, "Miss Jacobs, please call the office when you get home. We have some remodeling to schedule." I didn't answer. I hung up the phone and drove the rest of the way home. Ariana asked me if it was a Cylon, and I smiled, even though I felt like someone had just skewered my stomach to a concrete, I guess, and I'm still writhing around there. And I just told her Cylons aren't real. My little girl looks back up at me, her brow wrinkled and she frowns, and I guess that breaks her heart. I mean, it's the first time I lied to her, but personal stuff aside, it wasn't a Cylon on the other end of the line. But there's something weird about the Boothworld operator's voice, though. It's something broken, or something human. It feels like something dead. But I guess when I got home, I made Ariana some cereal, took it to her room, and I turned on SpongeBob SquarePants for her to watch. And then I knew what I had to do. And that brings us to the meat of the story. I type in Boothworld Industries into my cell phone. The number was 630-296-7536. And, well, that's where this call happens. Hello?
Welcome to Boothworld Industries. My name is and I'll be your operator today. Name?
Janice Hoffman.
Janice Hoffman. Remodeling is scheduled for January 14, 2022. Would you like to reschedule?
Yes.
We have an opening on Monday.
That's fine.
Would you like a courtesy call?
No.
Are you sure, Miss Jacobs?
Yeah.
Alright. On Monday the 13th, we have Janice Hoffman scheduled for remodeling.
Fine.
Miss Jacobs.
Yeah?
How'd you like to pay for this?
Pay?
Yes, Miss Jacobs, when you schedule a remodeling, scheduling is final unless another member shifts a scheduled date. We expect payment in full before service is rendered.
What's the price?
Ariana.
Ariana? What do you mean?
The price for the scheduled remodeling is your daughter, Ariana. If you don't pay, we'll have no choice but to repossess what is due.
What's the difference between a payment and a repossession?
You can earn any payment back, parts of it at least, by referring new members. Unfortunately, all repossessions are final.
Why are you doing this?
Ma'am, you responded to our ad on r/no sleep and called us. You contracted work on Janice Hoffman. Now we're at payment stage. The cost of the work is your daughter Ariana.
You can't have her.
Wonderful. Repossession is scheduled then. We at Boothworld Industries say thanks and welcome to the club. You have a marvelous day.
At this point, when that click happened, I jumped. All right. I don't know if I was going to cry or throw up at the same time. I would have laughed. Everything just was crazy. I stared at my cell phone's display. The Boothworld Industries number was still there sitting on the screen. And then I ran to Ariana's room. It was empty. The bowl of cereal sat on the towel I always put under anything Ariana, had in case of spills, was just there. Sitting in the bowl was his business card, though, and I took a picture because I thought I was completely crazy, and I thought the card wouldn't be there if, I blinked. When I picked the card up, it was warm, baking with, wet heat. My skin had crawled and I threw it down. It landed backside up in the bowl. I heard a roar outside and made it out just in time to see the matte black Chevelle SS roll around the corner. Called the police, they sent out an officer, and he took down all the information. An Amber Alert was issued, the waiting had began. I felt desperate, so I visited r/Boothworld, but the subreddit had gone private. And then I got a call a few hours later. The number from a 917 area code. And it went like this. Hello. And then, again, the same operator. Ma'am, this is blah 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 from Boothworld Industries again. Your courtesy call begins now. And then I hung up. My cell started ringing again. 323 now was a new area code. I took the battery out of the cell phone and my house phone started ringing then. And then that area code was an 832 all of a sudden. And I didn't answer that. I pulled a jack from the wall and sat down with my face in my hands. I couldn't bring myself to think what the fuck was happening. I sat there and cried, feeling completely helpless. And that's when the phone started ringing. My cell buzzed across the table away from its battery. And my unplugged home phone rang louder than it ever before. I got in my car and left. I went to Walmart and used a payphone to call the detective in charge of Ariana's case. His name was Stark. And after waiting for a long time on hold, Stark had finally picked up, and that's what, led me to this call.
Miss Jacobs?
Have you found her?
No, but we traced the number. It was a cell phone from some kid a block over from where you live. You said that he never made the call, but the carrier says otherwise. The kid says that he called the number for hold on just a second. Just read it really quickly. Boothworld Industries on a site called Reddit.
Reddit?
Yeah, that's what it says. I have no record of Boothworld Industries anywhere. We're holding the kid, and I'll let you know if anything happens, alright?
Is that all? I just want my daughter back.
Yeah, I mean, it's best if you leave it to us, okay?
Okay, alright.
Good. We at the police department say thanks, and you're welcome to call if you need to, but I'm sure that we'll be in touch soon. You have a marvelous day, though.
The scheduled work has been completed. We at Boothworld Industries say thanks and welcome to the club. r/Boothworld is now open. You have a marvelous day.
Let's see what Boothworld is all about.
You have reached Boothworld Industries. Your number has been logged and traced. A service representative will be with you shortly for remodeling. We at Boothworld Industries say thanks. You have a marvelous day.
Now, I did this creepypasta in a different way since I like doing the first phone call creepypasta the way I did. And of course, I'm again sorry that I was the only voice actor technically for the whole thing. I was kind of strapped essentially for doing this. I had it planned out where I was going to bring in multiple people, but the audio files ended up really corrupting, and, I really couldn't go out of my way to go get those again. So I had to, double up and do what I did. But, that being said, a little issue aside, I tried the best I can, and, well, this one is a very special creepypasta because it's somewhat real. And yes, you can call this number and actually get a response, but that could just be due to a robot on the other end. But then again, we'll never really know the reality behind that too. So who knows? But that being said, it was an infamous creepypasta regarding the Boothworld lore, and I'll leave a video in the description you should click and check out showing the origins, if it's still even up by the time I upload this. That said, the tale here was of a mother who I poorly portrayed browsing Reddit's darker sections until they discovered this creepy thing, and that's what led to the abduction of this child, unfortunately, and the resulting calls. Now, what's Boothworld? Well, it's a group that always took to hire, and has a fetish for remodeling. And that's about all there is, since it's very secretive, and honestly not a whole lot of information, or at least much that I could find, exists, but from a creepypasta perspective, it works. And it's creepy, again, and it has its epic moments, but it also is cheesy, to the point that it gets kind of cringeworthy, but it still stands strong till the very end. And right when you get to that very end, some of you curious readers would probably go out and give the number in the creepypasta a call, and that's what I ended up doing. And you know what? It was real. Gave me a response, but it never really went as far as to, devolve into a real whole conversation. So it may just be a joke, and that itself is alright. I mean, I never expected it to even go that far. And because it did, it was chilling to know that it just exists. But it still does nudge your mind with the thought that it can, again, still exist. And someone out there, somebody could be hearing your voice when you call, and it probably gets recorded somewhere on voicemail, right? It's not just a robot, huh? But that's really Boothworld Industries in a whole. And, of course, from a lore's perspective, well, there's not really much to it. But you know what? It doesn't have to. I think we can all sort of build up what this company may be in our own minds. But as always, I do like to ask you, what would you think about this and what would you change to make it better? It's not just my analysis. I like to read what you all have thought. And that being said, this has been another Creepypasta, and if you like what you saw, please like, comment, and subscribe for more content. This is me, Mutahar, and I am out.